So when you talk about staffing, and Amit, when you asked me to, I'm going to share a few things which I believe I have seen in some of these companies I worked in, some of the challenges and some things that we do different. I'm sure there are a lot of other best practices that each of you all might have your own respective organizations. So please feel free to jump in if need be. Okay. So talking about, every organization hires two sorts of people. There'll be what we call new college grads, I'm sorry, from directly from universities, and we hire laterals. Laterals are people with certain degree of experience, we hire them. Okay. But I think there is no company that I know of, or at least where I have worked in, which does not hire a large number of the population from campuses. Hiring from campuses is paramount because that is the way every company builds their organization and builds their resources for the future. So if you look at any organization, all organizations are built like a pyramid. The bulk of the people you require are the people at the bottom of the pyramid, people with 1 or 2 years experience or new college grads. So what new college grads also bring to the table, in my mind, the most important thing is they bring in the diversity and they bring in the new blood into the organization. Because sometimes if you do not rotate your people, you have the same thoughts coming in again and again. When every year when you're bringing in new people, you bring in the new thoughts, and which helps in what we, and I think Vasudev, you mentioned about intangible thoughts. I really like that. Innovation and collaboration. I think new college grads from colleges bring in that innovation. Innovation comes when there are people who come with different thoughts. Okay. So any company, like we used to hire approximately 25 to 30% of people from campuses. Now, are there challenges to campus hiring? Of course there is. But so we have to be aware of it, and we have to also see how we can mitigate some of these challenges. The other things that I have personally seen is the problem of skills. Some of the students, especially from the tier one, tier two, and some of the smaller colleges also, academically they are very bright. They have all the skills required. But my personal experience has been, I've been for hundreds of campuses for, as the head of the panel selection panel, the application of knowledge is missing. Unfortunately, in Indian universities, we yet focus so much on rote and we don't focus on the application. So, and their understanding of the corporate world is zero. That's number one. Number two, in terms of skill, also is the communication skills. Now, especially in multinational companies where we all need to work with global teams, all said and done, English is a very important skill. In fact, overall communication is very important. These children, these kids that come from colleges don't have that communication skill because that's not part of the curriculum. So though they read and study in English, their English skills are weak and communication overall is weak. So that's something that as companies we need to look at. Now, what are some of the things that I believe we can do a little different and which has really worked for some of the companies I worked in, especially the last company? I have seen hiring uh, new college grads first as interns helps a lot. And we have seen that now a large percentage of hires, and a lot of companies do that, they hire them as interns. So, which means they stay with them for 6 months, after which they're converted. So, when the student finally joins the organization, he or she can hit the road running. They are aware of the culture of the company, they're aware of the technology. So, these are things that, you there is another big company I know, again, an American company, which has 100% of their hires are through interns. So they will hire interns, then they'll convert them. So I think that is a huge, it's been working very well.
I think so. As per my introduction and as per my experience, also, I have been always in the training space. Either it could be on the freshers or into the laterals. Now, let me just focus on freshers as of now, until and unless some questions comes up on the lateral training. Things have changed drastically. The way we have designed the freshers training is kind of putting up a problem statement initially and ask them to solve the problem. It could be a simple problem and then build that problem in a big way. So gradually you start building some something on the data structure, then you put files, then you start seeing the open system. And while we do this freshers training, it's important that we use the Agile and Scrum methodology from day one. What does it mean? Simple. Forget about the words. You need to make them groups of 4, do every morning stand up, what has been done, what needs to be done, and all those things have to be checked as if what Vasu expects them to be working in the project. So the project experience needs to be brought in very soon in their career. Give them projects which are actually from the delivery side of the organization, not that a car has 4 wheels and how do you do all those things. Those are all gone, or the college education system or college library system. So I think so. Moving away from that, more on the practical side, more on the domain side, picking up a problem and then building on that helps the freshers gear up a lot. Now, for smaller organization, that's never expected to be done. And moving from Accenture, while I have been to the bank also in the last part of my career, we have seen the numbers being around 200 or 300. But of course, the smaller scale may not require 200 also. They may require 20, 30 also. So I think so. My thinking and approach would be to have something like a blended approach, put up some coaching style in the sense someone should design the program for the 25 grad and do not give them less work. Give them homework, enough homework so that they continue working for 14, 16 hours. In fact, I had a rule with HR very clearly, don't enter my space for 3 months. 8 to 12 weeks, they are my people. That is, they are in university. Just assume that they are in a university. So they will work 14, 16 hours, Saturday, Sunday. And believe me, this part we start telling them before we hire them. And as soon as we hire, we tell them, you know, the feedback which comes after 2 months or 3 months, based on the kind of boot camp that you do, is it only the full stack one, or you just want to have something on cyberspace also, or on the AI/ML, which would increase the size of your the course duration also. So students have come back and said that that was the best part.
As we expect, if we discuss about what we expect from the industry, and there are major challenges from the industry point of view. The basic requirement for industry can be any academic institution can expect that IT industry can support academia by providing skill development programs, internship and mentorship for both faculty and student. It can include offering specialized training to enhance skill, creating real-world project opportunities through internship, and providing guidance and industry insight through mentorship also. Because as we think, as I have worked in an industry also, we cannot see that such type of a platform is available in any industry so that any academia can approach. He and she can approach only for the HR part, but apart from the HR part, there is no such type of a platform or on their portal or any on their website that any academia can approach to any industry for their mentorship, for their internship part, for their mentorship part. So these are the major challenges. Participate in curriculum advisory board to align academic program and industry needs. As in our university in last year, as we started in UG as a NEP program, in that part we have started a category that in our board of studies we have 2 experts from the outside, one expert from the academia and other expert from the industry from same academic or same industry field, providing a student with hands-on experience through internship and cooperative education, as we have already discussed earlier. Providing real project for the student. If the project for the student also, it may be in the different type of a condition. It may be some, we can say, as a very small project for just like a coding. If we get a list from any platform or any website of the any industry, or we can do some sort of a project to, or we can give some sort of a project to our student, it is very beneficial to our student that he can or she can learn about the real project what the industry demands in future or after 1 or 2 years. Another thing, especially as we talk about the small scale, or we can say medium or IT firm, especially small to medium IT firm face higher project delivery cost when hiring junior level engineer due to several reasons. These firms have limited income and cannot take significant risks with less experienced staff, as the success of initial year define the company future trajectory. Small firms often lack the resources to invest in training and development for the junior employee. Additionally, junior level employees typically have limited expertise, while small firms require multi-skilled worker who can handle various aspects of the work. Consequently, company bear a heavy price in terms of cost and efficiency. So, in that condition, for the small or medium type of industry, it is very difficult, or we can say it difficult task for any academia to train our student in multi-skilled category, because we can provide we have the limited resources, but we can talk about the multi-skill category. For the small scale industry, it is very difficult, because in the large scale industry there are number of skill requirement, it may be one or two, so or he can or industry can train them. But for the small scale industry, it is very difficult for the industry and academia also. So this is a major challenge between the small scale industry and academia.